Sup nerds, I'm Tom.
And I'm Aaron. Today we're taking a look at Problem Picnic, Attack of the Ants by Kids Table Board Gaming.
I know that sounds like a B-list horror movie. I got nothing after it. Roll the thing. Especially like if you look at the font, like it's kind of like crumbling a little bit. It's like, no problem. This is a problem right now.
Problem Picnic is a dice rolling dexterity game. So on your turn, you're going to be rolling these dice, which represent your ants from your colony, and you're going to be trying to land on the picnic cards out there to collect them. It's a little bit of set collecting that actually makes this game what it is. Watch out, I'm going to get my plate of... Oh no, I'm getting eaten by ants!
That's my favorite scene. You're aiming and rolling your dice to try and get the cards that you land on. And also the face of the die that you land on, too, matters. You know, if you and I both land on the same card, but my die is showing a 1 and yours is showing a 2, well, you win that card over me. But the specific card that you're aiming for is predicated on the way you're trying to get your bonuses at the end. Because really, you only get points for whoever has the most purple, whoever has the most, of each type of food. And when you place your cards, you okay, I won this card, I'm going to take it, and now I kind of have almost like a tile placement thing because I need to put this, I don't just, put it in a little stack. I need to put it in a certain way so that, okay, well, I'll get bonus points if this row has all purple, or I'll get bonus points if I'm, have this row have one of each food and all that.
Yeah, that's depending on these scoring cards, which is a lot of them, and you're only going to deal out one more than each player, so you got a lot of replayability here. And, your end game scoring, like, what are we actually aiming for? Like, oh, I actually want to collect one of each food type, or I want to collect, one of each color and put them in a row. So there's a lot of, depending on what cards are dealt out and how many victory points, because those are random too, are assigned to those, like, it kind of changes the way you're going to, aim to play. I mean, obviously, depending on where your dice end up rolling is going to really affect it the most. So you need to get good at rolling dice.
You guys trying to have a picnic? Yeah, what, is there a problem here, officer? Now, I'm not 100% certain if the term replayability is completely accurate. Now, it's more randomization, right? So from game to game, you're going to have a lot of things that are randomized. So your goals are going to be different, and the points are different, and the round bonuses that you get. You get these cards if you're kind of, behind a bit, which is a good sort of catch-up mechanism. But while that does change your ideas from game to game, it's still really relevant, how good you are at rolling these dice. If you're just really bad, you don't have this skill per se, it's not going to change the gameplay all that much. And all of this is coming from someone who doesn't really love dexterity games. I think dexterity games, just as a category, might be one of my least favorite type of games.
I can see where you're coming from. I really enjoy dexterity games, so to me, like, rolling dice and trying to get them to land on the card is a lot of fun, and I'm gonna get better at rolling these die. There is a lot of luck, though, even in that skill, because all these die have different ants on each side. So those are, that's your strength, getting on, kind of battling over these different plates. And even if you get really good at them, there's still that luck that kind of comes into it. It's like, oh, well, I only have a 2 there, and then he rolled a 3 on there, so he's going to steal that plate. So I can see where, if you don't like dexterity, this would be even worse, because now there's luck mixed in with the dexterity.
Right. So it's really out of your control, a whole bunch, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how to roll them, and then they could land on a bad face.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, though, that's just what a dexterity game is, right? You're kind of rewarded for having this skill, this ability that is important and valuable in no other area of life, right?
Yeah, it's like, I'm really good at rolling dice. Into a straight line.
You get the job then, sir. Put that on the top of your resume. I really feel like I want to just kind of say that ahead of time, right? That, I don't love dexterity games. And ultimately, if you don't love dexterity games, I don't really believe this game is going to change your opinion to any degree, right? It falls right in the dexterity category. There are a lot of good things with it, a lot of good design choices and really clever ideas and things that I think are really great. But in terms of just, do you like dexterity games? No. Okay, then I don't think this is going to change your mind.
If you're on the fence about dexterity games, this actually has a cool mechanism where whoever's the best at each round and wins, their ants go off to refresh for the next round, so they don't get them in the next round if they won this current round. So, you could be really good one round and win a bunch of plates. The next round you're going to have no ants to send out, and everybody else can kind of catch up. and get better at their dice rolling compared to the person who was kicking butt the last round.
No, there are a lot of really good design choices included in here to help keep the game balanced. Like you just said, when every time you actually win a card, well, those dice go away. So you did well this round, but you're going to be at a bit of a disadvantage for the next round. Whoever has the least amount of cards, who's ever in last place, gets these round bonuses, which are these special one-time use cards that you can use to kind of try and turn the tides your way. And some of them can be pretty powerful, so they're really good. And actually, the one thing I would like to see added to this game is just a whole lot more of these. I think that deck should be like this. I think you should not really be able to kind of guess which card they have. You should be like, ooh, I have no idea what that card could be, instead of like being able to be like, well, it's the last round and I've already seen this one, this one, and this one, and this one, so he probably has this or this.
This game really pops. Like, there's so many colors going on here. Like, the dice color choices are all really good. There's this bright neon green and bright pink, and the quality of them's good. Like, these are printed on ants, and we play this game a bunch, and they haven't rubbed off yet. So, I mean, unless you're just sitting there rubbing these die, I think they'll stay printed on there for a while. The cards are good quality. I guess you could sleeve them if you like to sleeve games. This game can get shuffled up a lot, especially if you have kids and you're playing it a lot.
I really do agree that the component quality is pretty awesome. The fact that these aren't just little pips, these are actual ants, is pretty cool. The fact that a lot of these bonus cards have like actual tokens that you drop on. I mean, it's required for the card. Put the shoe and balance it on 2 die. Okay, you're gonna need a piece for that, but they give you a good piece. And they also designed the cards with those pieces in mind so that they could make the game a lot more interesting. And it's very thematic. At the end of the day, this game is more or less meant for kids, right? It's meant where, adults can play it with their kids and still enjoy it. It's not just Candyland. Or 2 adults who don't feel weird about it can play the game. But really, adults can play this. Me, Wes, and Aaron, all 3 of us sat down and played this. And, we didn't feel too weird. It wasn't like we were like, oh, I hope nobody sees us playing this. It's just a light, fun, silly game. I mean, it's very colorful, so it does work really well with kids. And now I haven't actually played it with any of my nieces or nephews. I have 8 nieces and nephews, so I definitely will play this with them, and I'm very confident that most of them will be able to get it. Now, some of them are like 2, so maybe not them, but I have some 5 and 6-year-old nieces and nephews, and they would definitely be able to handle this.
And it even says, like, when you're playing with younger kids, to just play with the majority tokens, so like you're just going for majority instead of like trying to do all this crazy scoring mechanisms.
The tile placement aspect of when you get the cards, try and put them in a row here and this way.
Yeah, that might be a little too advanced. So you could just be like, okay, who got the most blue? You get points, and like that way it's easier for kids to understand and get them into the game. And then as they grow and mature, you can give them harder things to accomplish.
Yeah, and then they're more just focusing on, okay, I'm trying to get that blue, and they're more the rolling of the dice and the dexterity aspect is more important and less of like, okay, now that the dexterity part is over, here are the cards that I collected. Ooh, I'm going to play a second game where I'm going to sit here and try and look at which one is the best place to put that, yeah.
Overall, I think Problem Picnic is a great game if you like dexterity games and you're looking for a new dexterity game. Like, that's what you're going to be doing, is rolling these dice and trying to collect these plates. Like, it's a lot of fun chucking dice and, trying to knock other people off if they're on your card. Yeah, I'm really bad at it. I really do like that it's a very balanced game and that, even if you're doing really bad, you're going to have a chance to catch up and, the scores are all really balanced at the end because multiple people are winning. If there's ties, you're splitting points and stuff. I think it does what it's trying to do very well. And, the fact that it's bright and colorful, that's a plus for me.
I already said I don't really care for dexterity games, so I don't love this game. It's just, it's not my cup of tea. It's not in a category of games that I really much care about, and it doesn't do anything super different in that category to change my mind. This isn't the game that made me go, oh, I actually like dexterity games right now. Nor will it be for you. If you don't like dexterity games, this game, again, is not going to change your mind. However, looking at it very objectively, if you do like dexterity games, there are a lot of really cool, really interesting design choices in here that I think you will respect and appreciate. at the end of the day, I do think, again, the component quality is great. I love the dice, the ants on them. I like that they're different sizes and different shapes. I like the scoring mechanism. I like all the randomization. If this was something where we weren't trying to, win via dexterity and roll things, if this was like a drafting sort of game or like a worker placement type of thing, I'd probably appreciate it a little bit more. It would be a little bit drier for me, but the design choices in the game are really, really good. Very sharp. Just the fact that they're reliant on dexterity means that I am not going to be good at it, and I won't choose to play it. But I'm very willing to play it. If Aaron pulls this out and he's like, hey, Tom, you want to play it? I'd be like, okay, let's do it.
So if this game sounds fun to you and you want to pick up a copy for yourself, click on the link in the description below. As long as the ants haven't got to it, there should be a copy for you out there.
Jokes! And hey, while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored. Boom, 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 boom. We end with guns every time because we don't know how else to end it.
So if this game sounds fun to you, you should totally click on the buy link. Buy.
On the buy link. Click on the buy. Mom, meatloaf!